Episode 6 begins with Rajam's mother visiting Jumji's restaurant. She goes there to return the money she borrowed, adding extra as compensation for Jumji looking after Rajam. However, she refuses to see her son. As she leaves, Jumji asks why she avoids Rajam, reminding her that he's been waiting for her for 10 years. She replies that since she cannot take him with her, it's better not to see him at all. When Jumji tries to return the extra money, she insists he keep it, acknowledging that he understands everyone's situations. Rajam sees a woman who resembles his mother from afar but doesn't pay much attention. Meanwhile, Sanha hangs up his clothes to dry and takes a nap. Ju-won and Rajam arrive, bringing ice cream for him. The phone rings. It's Sanha's mother, worried about So-hui, who has gone missing. The girl wanted to visit the restaurant to see Sanha but never arrived. While they search for her, a woman at a restaurant in a neighboring village calls the police to help the lost child. Dae-wook finds So-hui just as Sanha calls to report her disappearance, realizing the child is Sanha's sister. Dae-wook brings her back, and Sanha scolds So-hui for going out alone. Young-hee arrives, upset, and argues with the girl, blaming Sanha. When she mentions forgiving him, he responds that he doesn't need her forgiveness. She angrily says he should beg for it, accusing him of their sister's death. Dae-wook escorts her outside, leaving Sanha distressed. He walks away without looking back, with Ju-won and Rajam watching. Dae-wook then confronts Young-hee, saying she's the one who should apologize. She counters, talking about her depression, her youth when she had her children, and her loneliness, while he only focused on work. On the day their daughter died, he was absent too. Dae-wook agrees but reminds her that Sanha suffered the most from witnessing his sister's death. Meanwhile, Sanha relives the trauma. He only returns at night, and Ju-won comments to Rajam about Sanha's mother's coldness. Rajam then understands why Sanha mentioned having a toxic family. The next day, Sanha leaves early for school, and Ju-won, concerned, brings him breakfast every day because he avoids eating at home. One night, Rajam waits to talk to him. He says that at least Sanha has a father, whereas he has neither a father nor a mother, making him more pitiable. He adds that feeling embarrassed has nothing to do with eating, and Sanha shouldn't skip meals. The following day, Ju-won leaves breakfast for Sanha again. He finds her sweet note and keeps it with the other notes he's received over the days. After school, it starts raining heavily. Sanha can't buy an umbrella and returns home drenched. Ju-won follows him and insists he joins them for dinner. He admits he avoids their company out of shame. Upon entering, he realizes she got soaked because of him, and Rajam mentions she searched for him for over an hour. Sanha sits down and, as he eats, begins to cry. After dinner, the three friends talk, and Sanha admits he misses his late sister, while Ju-won and Rajam mention how much they miss their mothers. Jumji, uncomfortable with the money, is interrupted by Ju-won, who informs him that Sanha has a fever. They all take turns caring for him through the night. Dae-wook sees Sanha calling for his sister in his sleep and remembers Young-hee saying So-hui resembles her, giving Sanha a second chance. The next morning, Dae-wook takes Sanha to visit his sister's grave. Sanha says his mother's words no longer hurt him as much, but Dae-wook admits he and Young-hee were responsible for leaving the kids alone. Dae-wook emphasizes that Sanha doesn't need to apologize to anyone and that So-hui is his sister too. Sanha promises to visit the grave more often. As things return to normal, the three friends prepare for school. Rajam's aunt sends a photo of her newborn baby, letting him know he can visit soon. Ju-won mentions that Dal's mother invited them to lunch at a fancy restaurant, hoping Sanha will help Dal with her math notes. During lunch, Dal's mother criticizes her in front of her friends. Hurt, Dal asks her mother not to treat her like that, at least in front of others. The friends notice the tense relationship between Dal and her mother. Later, on the beach, Rajam and Ju-won play in the water while Sanha encourages Dal, saying she'll make a great lawyer. He reminds her that her mother, though human and prone to mistakes, doesn't define who she is. Rajam comments to Ju-won that Dal seems to like Sanha, which annoys Ju-won. He gets a call from his aunt to see his newborn niece, and Dal also leaves, leaving Ju-won and Sanha alone. At the hospital, a nurse mentions Rajam resembles his mother, revealing she knew her there. Meanwhile, Jumji talks to Dae-wook about the money Rajam's mother left. However, Rajam already knows she came by, refused to see him, and even paid for his upbringing. He feels sad, wishing he could repay her on his own when he got older. Finally, while they're walking, Ju-won comments to Sanha that Rajam isn't smart enough to realize Dal's feelings. She climbs up on a ledge, and he holds her hands. Still annoyed with Rajam, Ju-won is also told by Sanha that she's not very perceptive either. Ju-won slips and falls on top of Sanha, who feels his heart race. The episode ends with romance starting to blossom in Sanha's heart. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with the best dramas.